Here are the horoscopes for the week of the 9th to the 15th of January 2017. Mercury's recently turned direct in Sagittarius in the very last few degrees of Sagittarius this weekend just gone, and we are then heading to come out of the retrograde phase by about the 18th, I guess. So we're just in that last leg where we're turning direct. We can assess what we've learnt. It's been a long haul since about the 1st of December, if we take it into its entirety, and just to take another look to see if there's any other hidden messages, any deeper meaning in what we have discovered. But Mercury in Sagittarius being direct is very direct. Sagittarius is the sign known for its directness, to shoot its arrows straight to the bullseye, to be on point. So we can have a look at our communication with Mercury and our thought processes. What are we saying? How are we saying it? Who are we saying it to? And why? There's just so much communication that goes on at the moment, and not all of it is appropriate or in the right format or actually considered deeply enough before being expressed. So can we clean up our thoughts and our communication systems so that we're coming across in our authenticity and getting to the point? So communication with depth and feeling, saying something of meaning and saying the right words. Have a look at your vocabulary, have a look at your delivery, and ask yourself, is this the right person to speak to, or is this the right format or the right kind of language to communicate in? Because I think especially when we're communicating more and more without being face to face, then there's a lot that's left in the translation. There's a lot that's lost in that communication device. And it's even interesting to have a look at how different we are on Twitter compared to Facebook, compared to WhatsApp. So have a look at, is that relevant? Is it coming across as the real authentic you? Is it big enough? And is there anything that you can do to actually tune into what you're talking about, how, why, and to who? So really good exercise there for the beginning of the week, as Mercury is in the last few degrees of Sagittarius. Can clean up any confusion in the future, or if we've been coming across in the wrong way and causing tension in our lives, and just generally start to feel a bit more understood within ourselves, and therefore hopefully others will understand us better as well. So we begin the week with all planets direct. This happens about once a year, not for very long, but we've actually got all planets in direct motion. So really we should be feeling like stepping forwards. But with this Mercury retrograde not quite over yet, we need to go through this direct phase and back out from the degree that it turned retrograde. Then we need to just take the next week or the next 10 days to swim in the waters of Pisces, really, to get to the soul of our reason for planning, our motivation, before we step forwards. Because at the moment we've got Mars, Neptune and Venus all in Pisces, which is a wonderful combination. So can we just hang out for a while longer? Can we float? Can we soak up the cosmic energies? Can we reconnect to our spiritual centre, to our motivation, to our soul desire, and actually really become that vibration first? Because then when we do step forwards, that will be a lot more effortless, because we're actually being what it is that we want to go and do and attract. So a lovely, lovely combination all week with Mars, Neptune and Venus all together in Pisces. So it's the time of year that we set New Year's resolutions, but I feel that it's the purest intentions that we're tuning in with now, rather than rushing to make lists. So purest intention, soul desire and getting back to the centre will all be well worth our energies at the beginning of the week. So that's largely Monday, Tuesday, but by the time we get to Wednesday we have a little bit of awkwardness coming in as the Sun and Uranus square off. So any tension here needs to be approached with a new mind, innovative thinking, ability to change our mind. So if any old tussles come up, we've got a square aspect here which nearly always brings a little bit of friction. And we're growing towards the full moon tomorrow. So if any friction, any tussles come up, then I feel that the Sun is bringing that up to bring it to light. But with Uranus it may mean think differently, be inventive, break the rules, change your mind. or at least own your thoughts and make sure that you're independent in that realm. So slightly electrical energy around on Wednesday, but see the reason for it rather than getting caught up in any tension. This could also tie in quite nicely with what we were talking about for the weekend and Monday, Tuesday, which was the authentic expression. So there could be something that's challenged in you that actually makes you then apply that. Am I speaking from my truth? Am I actually representing my current self? So there might be a bit of an upgrade in the way that we realise that we're not expressing ourselves in the way that's currently up to date with our new and improved selves. So that could be an interesting lesson there with that Uranian energy. Then of course by Thursday we come to the full moon in Cancer. And this is on the day that Mercury returns to Capricorn. So we've got quite a lot going on here. We've got the Sun and Mercury in Capricorn, and we've got the Moon in Cancer. And this is the primal father-mother energy. So Cancer is the feminine, holding, nurturing energy, and Capricorn is the masculine, building, directing energy. And once more we have a 22 degrees. So 22 degree moon opposite the 22 degree sun in the builder sign of Capricorn. So very, very strong foundations now. We've been really taken to task over the last year and over this recent Mercury retrograde phase, but now we should be really, really firm on our feet to know what we stand on and why and where we're actually heading. So very strong, full, reflective moon to say, okay, well, you can start to build now from your deepest self. You can start to tune in and actually build a more magnificent future, having faced certain difficulties over the last few weeks, but also having got to the point of who you are and what really matters to you. So intentions, aspirations, goals, they all come flooding in. They may shift and change a little bit yet, but we're starting to get to the real core of who we are, what we harmonise and resonate with, and what we want to put our discipline and stamina into over the next 6 months. So at a slow and steady pace we can build something that's deserving of our current selves. Like I said, we have upgraded so much lately, we have to upgrade our goals as well. And that doesn't have to be all external. It can literally be on your self-worth, or on your inner narrative, or on your values or your relationships. It can be all sorts of different areas, because these energies will be happening in different places of our charts for all of us. But there's a sense of getting to that solid base by this full moon and having a really firm ground to start to build on there. By Friday, Venus and Neptune meet in an exact meeting, and this is a very blissful and calm aspect. If you could take the day off, I'd say do that. Find and stay in a blissful and beautiful centre space, whatever you're doing, because this is a once a year aspect, and it's the lower and higher feminine. It's an octave that's being made here, and it's very soulful, very tuneful, and well worth tuning into. Then I feel that by the weekend, whatever lessons we learned on Wednesday will be applied. So something may have come up on Wednesday with the Sun square Uranus, and now we've got the Sun square Jupiter, so that can actually be put into action. Wisdom is knowledge applied, as I say many times. So we've got the wisdom, the retrograde has brought a certain inner knowing, and the square on Wednesday may bring up a scenario, but with the Sun square Jupiter, we need to actually take that now and apply it. So if you have changed, if you have made inner resolutions, this is going to be the time to put them into practice, to deliver what we've learnt, to master ourselves, and to actually step into our new and improved self, and to expand into our space. So it's a nice summing up for the week there. There's a few lessons to be had, but mostly we're dealing with going back to our centre, and then with the full moon on Thursday to be able to realise that we've stripped back so far. We've got such a realistic view now and a clean frame to build upon, that we are ready to start putting our soul plans into action by next week as everything goes forwards. So those are the horoscopes this week, and I'll see you next week. If you'd like to see where this is all happening for you, then I'm very happy to deliver a one-to-one reading in person or over Skype, so please do contact me if you'd like a reading to begin your 2017 and get some direction. I've also got my online group, which is a wonderful space which you can join for a small monthly subscription, and you can post up your chart, get to learn it throughout the whole year, ask questions and chat with others on other topics as well surrounding astrology, so tarot, numerology, current politics, all sorts of things really. It's such a great space that if you fancy treating yourself, then that's an online Facebook group, a private group, that's just £5 a month for access to all of those. I've recently developed an information pack for each sign, which is doing really well, so if you fancy giving a gift to someone this year, then it's only £10 a pack, and in there you have the esoteric knowledge of the sign, you have how to get your chart, how to calculate your moon times, your power animals, personal recipe from me for your Zodiac oil, your Celtic Birth Tree, how to work with your birth crystals, and all of this wrapped up in a single space, which I've never seen done before. So it's a really sweet little pack. So if you're interested in that or any of my courses, then please do contact me at zoehines7@gmail.com.